You just got wrecked.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So it's Friday, it's the weekend, we made it. Pleasure to have you back. If we have a look at what is going on today, we are surrounded by a sea of green, although I do think that this is a little bit delayed on Coin360, because if we come over here, you can actually see that Bitcoin is a little bit lower. We're only up 0.75% on the day with a $3,982 Bitcoin. Obviously, we are having difficulty breaking through that psychological barrier of $4,000 for Bitcoin, and the market cap has pulled back around $500 million since yesterday. So those are all things to take into consideration, but if we have a look at the biggest gainers of the day, we have LA token up 32%, Aurora 22, Cash 22, Status, VeChain, Bytum, Ontology, and IOST all doing quite well today. Moving over, looking at the Coinbase chart, you can see we have not been able to break $4,000 on Coinbase. So currently we're just struggling. We did hit a high of 3,988 before we kind of pulled back. So obviously the 4,000 level, that's just psychological, right? Now we did hit it on a few exchanges, but overall we're still sitting below. So what happens after the 4,000 level? Should we hit it, and not go lower, but that is also a possibility. Well, the next level that I'm looking at personally, a lot of people are saying 4,200. I'm actually looking more around 4,151 because that's where we had a lot of key resistance and support levels, and this is the big one right here, $4,380 right here. I think if we break through that one, that'll definitely be good moving forward. However, we must look at this overall chart right here. We are still in a downtrend, and until we can break out of this, okay, we are, in my opinion, not really in a bull market or start of a bull market, so to speak. So I think if we could break out of this, I think that's going to be good news, but we need to stick around and see what is going on. So looking over here, the question is, has Bitcoin bottomed yet? Well, if we speak to Blockchain Capital's Spencer Bogart, he does admit that it is hard to tell. But if you plan on investing in Bitcoin in the foreseeable future, he thinks that now is a great time to get ahead and seal the deal. I mean, guys, if this isn't the bottom, I don't know what is. So anyway, like I said, we could go lower, but it's still an excellent opportunity. Now, he also pointed out that growing institutional interest coupled with gradually intensifying entrepreneurial activity makes basically Bitcoin a worthwhile investment. Now, he specifically talks about Bitcoin. You could take this as all of crypto, but they do talk about Bitcoin, and they ask, do you think it's making a comeback? To which he replies, Bitcoin never left. It's always been here. So is it back? It's definitely back. Are we ready to see new all-time highs? Probably not yet. I still feel like there are a few more regulatory shoes to drop, but for now, the entrepreneurial activity and the institutional interest in the space have not ceded with the price. First, he actually points out that with each passing day, that despite the prices dropping, Bitcoin is sort of moving from that reputation of scary, unknown, only used for criminal type money to actually being evolved into a trusted and proven asset. He then goes on to mention how Bitcoin's growing appeal among mainstream financial institutions is adding to its long-term stability, which incidentally happens to be one key aspect that the industry experts across the spectrum generally agree on a positive breakthrough. But it wouldn't be a day in crypto without a crazy crypto prediction, right? So today we have IBM's VP of Blockchain and Digital Currencies, Jesse Lunn, saying that he's bullish on Bitcoin. In fact, he's so bullish that he's setting a price target of $1 million. So maybe John McAfee won't have to eat his manhood after all. Anyway, moving on. So he revealed his long-term price target at the recent Think conference, right? So the IBM executive pointed out that the higher the price of a crypto asset, the more utility it has. Okay, that's an interesting concept. Maybe if you're a currency, okay? Therefore, he thinks people should focus less on the moving prices of crypto assets and more on their utility. Although, realistically speaking, it doesn't really matter what the price of, let's say, ethereum is, right? It's still used as gas on the network, right? So I see his point in a way. But he says also in the interview, he talks about how by New Year's Eve, he thinks that Bitcoin will be $5,000, which isn't really that much, guys. So basically, by the end of the year, he thinks we could be $5,000. So don't expect anything crazy, according to this guy. He says, I do have a long-term outlook. It goes back to that discussion about the utility of the network with a higher price. I see Bitcoin at $1 million someday. I like that number because if Bitcoin's at $1 million, then the Satoshi is on value parity with the US penny, and that means there's over 20 trillion of liquidity in the network. Think about $20 trillion in liquidity and how that changes things like corporate payments. So his view is that when Bitcoin's price gets high enough, serious banks take more interest. When this happens, the utility of the token increases at its core value proposition, less expensive transfers of value. So there you go. That's the big prediction of the day. $1 million Bitcoin. Not the first time we've heard it. We have a long way to go. I'd be happy to just get above 4,000 and then maybe get back to that 6K sort of support that we had. But yeah, sure. Let's shoot for the moon, guys. $1 million Bitcoin. It's possible. It is possible, but they're definitely a long time away for that one. So the one thing though, let's talk about things we can talk about. Let's talk about things that we can analyze, right? So this week actually saw the highest ever volume for Bitcoin futures on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange as volume exceeded 18,000. The big signal is that the institutional investors are paying attention as futures contracts get snapped up at an ever-increasing rate. So according to stats from the CME, there was 18,338 on Wednesday. That's the highest figure ever recorded. This is equivalent to 91,690 Bitcoin, or roughly 365 million at today's current prices. You can see right here on the chart that futures contracts, yeah, it's pretty crazy, guys. They're going buck wild. They're going buck wild. So futures contracts do enable speculators to bet on the prices rather than purchasing the physical assets themselves. So these figures could be a little bit misleading. As I always say, take everything with a grain of salt, or as some in the comments say, a pinch of salt. Although a pinch of salt is still a grain in my book. But hey, to each his own. Anyway, but what these do indicate, however, is that there is a lot more interest in crypto futures now than there ever has been before. So when new products that offer physically settled contracts hit the market, like Backed, okay, there will be a lot of positivity moving forward. Now, CoinFLEX is a physically settled exchange that is hitting, or not an exchange, I should say it's a product that's hitting the market. They say that they will roll out their physically backed Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash futures in just a matter of days. So this is a Hong Kong-based company, and it's a spin-off of CoinFloor, the UK's oldest Bitcoin exchange. So CoinFLEX just launched its website and plans to offer Asian clients up to 20x leverage on all three of these cryptocurrencies. And I'm sure they're going to be adding more probably in the future. Not surprised to see Bitcoin Cash on there, considering that this is partly owned by Roger Ver. Now, according to a new eToro survey of 1,000 online traders, you have 43% of millennial online traders place more trust in cryptocurrency exchanges than in the US stock market. Not that surprised. On the flip side, the vast majority of Generation X respondents feel the opposite. I'm also not surprised. So you have Guy Hirsch, he's managing director of eToro US, and he says that this is a clear generation shift. To quote him, he says, "We're seeing the beginning of a generational shift in trust from traditional stock exchanges to crypto exchanges. At the heart of this change are the asset classes themselves. Younger investors' experience with the stock market has seen a great deal of loss of trust. With the fall of Lehman Brothers because of irresponsible practices, followed by the worst recession since the Great Depression, trust further eroded when Americans saw how hundreds of billions of dollars of taxpayers' money are funneled to the largest financial institutions while their savings evaporated, and how banks get free money through quantitative easing while their cost of living continued to rise," right? These guys screw up, they get bailed out. We screw up, tough luck, buddy, right? So yeah, that just basically goes on to talk about that. Also, according to this tweet that we had that came out from Korean cryptocurrency and blockchain news, they have this, apparently it's a tutorial on how to use blockchain that is going to come standard with the Samsung phone. So we'll have to see. It's been a crazy ride with this. A lot of people speculating, is it rumors? Is it true? Pictures were leaked, then they thought it was fake. Now we're seeing this. So a lot of craziness. We're definitely excited. But if this is the case, that's definitely really awesome, making it that much simpler for people to purchase their first Bitcoin, learn about cryptocurrency, and understand what the heck this crazy space is all about. So definitely kudos to you guys. Pretty amazing. Also, while we're over here on Twitter, let's talk about Elon Musk's response to everybody getting super excited over him saying that Bitcoin is brilliant. He basically said, yes, okay, but that being said, I only own 0.25 Bitcoin, which a friend sent me several years ago. Don't have any crypto holdings. Tom Heat says, and on your Satoshi BTC address, you hold the rest. Obviously kidding. And then he responds, whoever owns the early Bitcoin deserves a Nobel Prize in delayed gratification, which he's pretty much referring to Satoshi Nakamoto. So moving on, I do want to talk about the FBI is actually getting interested in basically speaking with investors who were burned during the Bitconnect fiasco, which I'm sure you know about. If you don't know about it, well, a simple Google search will probably provide you with more than enough information on that horrible scam. So the FBI wrote, by mid-December 2017, Bitconnect boasted a market cap of over $2.5 billion, which is just incredible to even think about that. Bitconnect guaranteed investors up to 10% total return per month. Well, that's a red flag. Anybody that's guaranteeing any type of percent, you know that's complete BS on your investment. Following a tiered investment system based on the sums of an investor's initial deposit, aka a pyramid scheme. The entire market for Bitconnect crashed in late January 2018 after two U.S. state-level security regulators issued public letters warning investors of the Ponzi-type nature of Bitconnect. This led to Bitconnect completely shutting down its exchange for BCC, eliminating the market for the cryptocurrency and stranding investors with near worthless cryptocurrencies. Although, if you guys remember, right before they left, they literally went out with a bang with like one more exit scam, and it was like Bitconnect X or something, and it was like blue, and it had a different website and everything. So it was just ridiculous start to finish with these guys. I love Bitconnect! Now, also, I want to talk about, this is a documentary that's coming out, and it is called The Geeks Shall Inherit the Earth. Let me play it over here. I've got the sound off right now, so it doesn't affect, this, but this you can see right here. It's a documentary about Bitcoin and mining and crypto, and it's got all different people in it. All, you got Jihan Wu. Who else you got in here? You got Justin Sun, bunch of other people in here. I don't know, Vitalik Buterin. CZ. So yeah, apparently this is coming out, and I look forward to seeing the documentary, and hopefully you'll have something you can show your friends and family to help them understand the significance of crypto. So moving on to some quick coin news of the day, we do have EffectAI transferring the development of the Effect network, which is a decentralized network for artificial intelligence, from the Neo blockchain to the EOS blockchain by the end of April 2019. This was announced in the corporate blog. Now, this kind of came as a shock to me. We've actually covered these guys before on the channel. So it says that the EffectAI developers are not satisfied with Neo's performance, and they expressed concern about the uncertainty of Neo's future as a whole. After studying a number of technologies, EffectAI has decided to choose the EOS blockchain due to the technologically advanced software, security, and transactions per second. According to them, the performance of EOS TPS is about 300 times higher than that of Neo and Ethereum. So that's very interesting, guys. I mean, they're making this decision to move. So yeah, what do you think about that? What do you think about a few different projects have actually moved off of Neo and started either their own chain or have moved to other chains as well? So this is definitely interesting. I wonder if we're going to see more of this moving forward, guys. Now, we also have My Ether Wallet in collaboration with crypto finance firm Bity. They're going to be releasing a platform to convert cryptocurrency to fiat without having to go through KYC or Know Your Customer. This is pretty cool. So according to the announcements, users of My Ether Wallet version 5 are now able to exchange up to $5,000 worth of Swiss francs, which is roughly $4,995 worth of Bitcoin. So it's basically 5,000. And Ethereum to euros and Swiss francs without going through KYC requirements inside the wallet. Users can purportedly make the exchange from any part of the world. There you go. Now, speaking about this is interesting. So you have Coinbase's CEO, Brian Armstrong, actually chiming in on his opinion on the QuadrigaCX fiasco, right? So he says that they've been operating since 2013, and he pointed out that if this was an exit scam, it would have likely been planned better. The pattern of transactions from the cold storage to them indicated that the exchange's attempt to stay afloat following difficulties in running the business could have been due to the bear market. I don't know. He basically seems to suggest that on a whole, that this guy's death just seemed to coincide with the exchange's mismanagement and failing operations, which insiders used as a way to cover for the latter reason. So maybe after about a month of debate, the management decided to cut losses and release a statement claiming that access to money was lost with the CEO's death. While the story isn't perfect, it does seem plausible. I do want to emphasize that these are our best guesses based on the available data. As the case unfolds, we might find out we're incorrect. Well, I mean, if you guys didn't watch my video that I put out on, if this black swan event could, this could potentially have a really negative effect on crypto, there's a lot of things pointing that this is fishy and that this was an exit scam. But, I mean, there's always a possible chance it's not, and we could just be blowing it out of the water. But there were a lot of things. So if you guys haven't seen that video, I'll drop that below for you. You could definitely check that out. And before we go, I just want to give a shout out to whoever found this cryptocurrency ATM at Santa Monica. I love seeing these. I love seeing the adoption. It keeps me going. And before we go, I just want to end on this.
You were an early investor in companies some people may have heard of: Tesla, Hotmail, Skype. How does Bitcoin compare?
Oh, this is bigger than all of those combined. This is bigger than the internet. It's bigger than the Iron Age, the Renaissance. It's bigger than the Industrial Revolution. This affects the entire world, and it's going to be affected in a faster and more prevalent way than you ever imagined.
That being said, guys, I leave you on that note. It's Friday. Go enjoy yourself. It's the weekend. Put away the crypto videos. Obviously, we had to make a quick one today, guys. I had a lot of stuff to do yesterday on top of the fact that I haven't really been feeling well. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice, but I had to make a video nonetheless. Nothing crazy going on right now. We're keeping our eyes on the markets. I want to say thank you to everyone that's been liking, subscribing, and commenting. If this is your first time on the channel, I do daily updates every single day, except for yesterday, which is a very rare occasion. And that is it for me today. So thank you for everyone that's been supporting the channel. If you haven't had a chance to pick up a Ledger Nano X yet, you could definitely use the referral links. It helps support the channel, and it doesn't cost you anything, but I don't require that. Simply stopping by, saying hello is enough for me. That being said, my name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto, and peace out.